Now I want to talk to you about what I really love. Thank you and welcome to those on YouTube. I want to talk about building this quantum community. This is not going to be this long, but it's going to flow from the essence of my heart. Then you will choose whether you want to be a part of this. If not, I'm going to continue to do Facebook Lives. I'm going to continue to fuse and integrate quantum with spirituality because it has changed my life. So I want to share with you a little bit about what this means to me, because I believe all of us have this vision inside of ourselves. We have this river of living water that flows from the ground of our being. And this is the essence of who we are. Those moments are those I am statements of who you are. I am creative. I just don't try to be creative. I am creative in my observational skills. I'm always looking everywhere I am. I'm always observing. When I go take these pictures, I don't go from place to place. Sometimes you settle down in a place and you see how many angles you can get of the pictures you want to take. And then you try to ask yourself creatively, how can I take pictures in this place that portray something a little bit different? It stretches your creativity. Why creativity? I know some people will just not even listen to this because they think creativity is only having to do with the arts and they're not creative, just like they tell me they're not scientific, just like they tell me they don't understand math. Well, I have a question for you. Who are you then? Because if you own a business or you run a business, if you teach, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, you better be creative. You're probably going to get canned by your corporate structure that you work for because they depend upon you sometimes to not always be robotic. So we're going to branch out and move out in the creative expression of who you are. You will find the greatest joy in the smallest things when you begin to figure out who you are and why you're in this incarnation. And you don't always have to look for the big things. You don't have to look for those massive aha moments, because creativity flows as you're looking at the most ordinary, simple things in your life that just build up observational skills. The first person to observe is you. You have to know who you are. I am creative. I am intuitive. All those things form the essence of my being, and they provide the filter by which I view life, the filter by which I view people, the filter by which I see my blueprint and my design in the quantum field. It's a good day, folks, and I want to help people find that along with Bonnie Moore. So I'm going to let's talk a little bit about this. Are you ready? Thank you for joining me, and thank you for even wanting to understand more about this. Here's our mission statement. This is the ground of the formation of who we are and how we will flow. We want to be an inspiration to help you be your authentic creative self. And we have particular ways in which we're going to do this. We're going to do this through teaching. We're going to do this through intuitive classes. We're going to do this through books and interviews. And we're going to do this through accessing your heart intelligence, knowing the essence of your heart in coherence with your brain and your gut to provide this sense of unity and union and oneness within yourself, to access the field outside of subconscious beliefs that have held you down and locked you down for so many years, even some of those things from childhood. Those feelings that I'm not enough, I will never be enough, those feelings of fear, those feelings of not wanting to show up as yourself from deep rejection. There's a number of things. So we want to help you walk into this authentic self, but we're going to lead from behind, because nobody can lead in front of you. There are no leaders in front of you except you and listening to God within you, that Christ field, the God in the quantum realm. So you see, we walk behind you and we're helping you to form on this path that you will be able to discover these aha moments of who you are, because it's going to be a true community. You cannot do this without a community we're going to develop a portal. It will not just be teaching, but it will be interaction. So saying that, we're going to teach on intuitive teaching on quantum concepts, in addition to accessing heart intelligence, which is Bonnie's expertise. But along with that, as you'll see by this first course that we're going to offer next week, you're going to see that there is a student dashboard where we constantly are updating resources that go along with what we're teaching. If we're going to teach you something, we're going to give you book recommendations, video recommendations, article recommendations, worksheets that will enhance your heart intelligence. So it's a fullness of almost, I don't want to say a school environment. I want to stress it's a community environment. There is no set pace. So let me talk a little bit about amalgamation, because this is very important in the days ahead. Bonnie and I, Bonnie's not a lot on Facebook, but she has a beautiful, intuitive mentoring program going. Bonnie is like a sister to me. So 18 months we connected together supernaturally by the Spirit, and we just started developing a relationship. And in that amalgamation, we saw that two were coming together as one, so that what they produced, I want to say, what they flowed in was greater than I could do alone or that Bonnie could do alone. And that's what we're going to see in the coming days. We're going to see an amalgamation with what's coming is going to be teams as such as we have never experienced teams. These teams are going to be in energetic resonance with one another. They're going to be one in spirit, but yet they're going to be unique in their own focus of how they present their topic or their expertise or their field of intuition. So when Bonnie and I joined together, we spent 18 months. Many of you knew we tried this last year. It was premature. We're ready now. Not only are we ready, we're resolute and fixed and focused on building this for the long haul. This is it. We're not stopping. This is one part of me. There's many parts of me. There's many parts of you, many dimensions of who you are. So this community to build is one aspect of my divine blueprint to be a visionary, to help people pull into this, along with supplying leaders who are going to help and supply you with what you need to grow. Because folks, we need community. We need a community, whether it's online, whether we have things in person, that you can be yourself, that there is no judgment, there is no condemnation in any way that you are. There is a self-paced growth that you know in spirit. So Bonnie and I, when we came together, we knew we were going to create something. So throughout this 18 months, we have flowed weekly, talking, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, 2 hours at a time, 3 hours at a time, passing ideas back and forth, speaking of marvelous things. And as we talked, we discovered things about ourselves. Because you see, what's here right now is the forming of this amalgamation between people who are very uniquely bonded. And to be uniquely bonded, you got to go through the hard times. You've got to shut down your personality and learn to flow in unity. You have to learn each other's passions, learn each other's ways of communication, learn that you are to flow with people who may be diametrically opposed and different from how you flow. And that is what you're going to see rising up, people that are one in the spirit. So we've taken this 18 months to learn each other before we presented ourselves in a flow to all of you. And I think we're there. I know we're there because we've been through it all. So here's the deal. When we raise up this community in this platform called Thinkific, and it is a school, but I don't want to use that term. It just has access to resources to give you in addition to the Zoom lives. I feel that as a leader, I know how far to go where I stop and the other person starts. Teams that are flowing, linked in energy, I don't want to go into anyone else's field. I don't want to proclaim I know anyone else's expertise. I want to stay in the essence of who I am and have other people stay in the essence of who they are without competition, without jealousy, and move forward and add to the flow of the river in power and in strength. That is true teams. Teams are not appointed, they are resonating. They are ordained. They are meeting supernaturally in the quantum field before they ever meet in the natural realm. They are meeting to bring into the earth realm innovation and creativity and the essence of helping people understand the power of your incarnation. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here in time? I know part of why I'm here, and I'll tell you, it is the greatest joy I could ever have. So when I see where I end, then there's no competition or jealousy. when I know where Bonnie starts and I know what her expertise is, there's like you move people on and say, well, I can do this for you, Bonnie can do this for you, and other people coming in as part of this team can come around you and help you to be you, out of the fear, out of the hurt, out of the trauma. But we're not babysitters. We are people wanting to see you grow and to experience the fullness of who you are, so that the joy in you is exploding, the peace in you is exploding. And I believe we're going to do that. So creative expression is a risk. This is not new for me. I was born creative. How many times in my life I've either self-sabotaged myself, or else I've been sabotaged by other people to stop the flow of who I am. And I willingly did so because it was better than facing rejection or looking different or not being understood. So anytime you move out of mediocrity, when you move away from conformity, it's going to be a risk. And the risk is that you have to show up eventually as yourself, without masks, without guards on, and you have to present yourself just as you are. And for many people, that is not as easy as it is saying it. There is this fear, we're guarded, we're holding back, and yet we are beautifully and wonderfully made in our quirkiness, in our uniqueness, in the essence of our personality. All those fragments that made you are being pulled back into the wholeness. They're being redeemed unto the wholeness of who you are, so that you move in the fullness of who you are. I do not denounce anything I went through, the good, the bad, the suffering, the joy, the pain, the sorrow. It's all part of who I am. I embrace all of that in my incarnation because it rounds my edges and it makes me rounded in the sense of non-judgment, not condemning people. It rounds me in the sense that the energy that flows from me is incredible love and peace and acceptance. And when that flows from me, my energy signature goes out and I become more effective, more creative, and more intuitive than I've ever been. And this is also available for you. So you can't play it safe, or you're always going to end up in mediocrity, and that's how you're going to live your life. Unfortunately, that's the majority of people I see. You know, they're just plodding along in life for any number of reasons. They get stuck in their trauma, don't seek help, they get stuck in their deconstruction, and then they build a tabernacle there and they have an essence there. But life is continually moving, it's continually expanding, it's continually growing. So when you begin to realize quantum realities, the overflow of learning those quantum concepts like light and sound and energy, resonance, consciousness, when you begin to learn those, and those form the essence of your being, and you begin to see through the perception of those concepts, a world that is one, a world that is entangled, that you observe and create your reality, that you are not separate from God. When those concepts and so many more that I haven't even begun to touch on, you begin to then move in a life fully expressed as you, because you will never be creative if you stay stuck in victimhood. You won't. If you're still focused introspectively on everything that you went through or everything that you will go through, the what ifs, you will stay stuck in victimhood, and you cannot create a life based upon victimhood. So we've decided to come in and try to help people, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. I never thought I could do it alone, because that just means trying to be something that I'm not, and I won't go there, folks. I won't go there anymore. Haven't we all done that? And it leaves us dry, it leaves us flat, it leaves us feeling compromised. It leaves us feeling somebody stole the essence of who we are. And nobody has the right or the entitlement to take anything from you that is you. Nobody has that right, ever. So this overflow that we're learning, we know that there are limiting subconscious beliefs in us that we've learned from childhood. Bonnie's really good at this. And we know that those have to be broken, that resistance that's in us between the life that we live and the life that is being wanting to live through us. In the middle is that resistance that keeps us from being us. And everyone is different and unique as to what they face. The life that we're living as opposed to the life that is within us, rivers of living water flowing out of us, being who we are. So here's how Bonnie and I differ. And this is what you'll see in this free class that we're going to offer, Quantum Creativity. We're going to start there. Bonnie and I are going to teach this together. I'm very intuitive. It was no joke that when I was a pastor, it wasn't funny, it was true. Everyone said, don't go to Deborah, she's not a counselor. I'm not. I can't ask you the right questions. It's not in me to help you figure out all these things that a therapist could do, or Bonnie with accessing heart intelligence and her intuition. I can't do that. As hard as I can, I can't. But here's what I do. I can immediately see a person and deep into their spirit where they're sitting in that room in the midst of their being, and they're sitting there and they're wondering who they are and what these blockages are. Thank God for the charismatic and the prophetic, because it has brought me to this point of being extremely intuitive. And I've met with certain people this week, and as soon as I have met with them, I've immediately saw what it was they were struggling with. But I do not have the capability, nor do I want the capability, to access walking with them in this journey of healing. But here is how I will do it. I will come alongside you. I will make sure you know that you're the creative expression. I will build you up. I will encourage you when you don't want to do it a lot. When you're down and you say, I can't do this anymore, I will kick you in the ass like a mother in Israel and say, yes, you can. You can, because you cannot tell me I didn't see this in you. So this community that we're building is going to be built upon coming around people and helping them see what is this blockage? And then Bonnie is going to show you how to unleash this blockage with heart intelligent and intuitive heart math concepts that are just phenomenal. They're utterly phenomenal. Now, having said that, that's a team. I don't want to do what she does. She doesn't want to do what I do, but it both plays out in the whole. So now let's talk about the mission statement and what we're going to be doing in 2023 and 2022. Never in my life did I think I would have enough confidence to actually raise something up that I know was the blueprint in the quantum field. I am raising up a community that is going to be like a rolling thunder. And it's going to start with us, and it's going to continue as people then, whether they're in the arts, whether they're in music, whether they're in technology, whether they are in business, whatever they are, to tap into that creative expression. And we're going to bless them as they go to even form their own communities from the community. This is not a hierarchical structure. This has nothing to do with church. It has nothing to do with any religious denomination. It is quantum, it is spirituality, and it is fused together. Now, we will talk about the Aramaic words of Jesus. We will not leave the Bible behind. I've not left it behind. I still like it. I just look at it in a different way. So this community will grow and expand, and we're taking the first step. So we thought, since I'm the visionary, I thought, how do I get people to know us? So I thought in 2022, I want to just create a couple of courses so you can get a taste and a feel for what we're getting ready to do. You may not be suited to our sound. You may not be one with our resonance, and we bless you to go find what it is you're suited for. So I thought, okay, so 3 times this year, we're going to offer a Curious Quantum Awakening. That is the basic of all basic quantum courses. It's 5 sessions. It was on Thursday nights. I did it in April, and I'm going to do it again in July and October. This is a great place to start. This is a paid course. All the information will come over the months. This is a good course. It is a great course with so many resources to access. And when you leave this course, if nothing else, you should know that you live in a participatory universe. You should know you're creative. You should know you're loved. You should know your energy has power. You should know you are light in the earth today. You should have an excitement stirring in you to be able to move forth in the momentum in which God has created you to do what you're called to do. That will be offered in July. I teach the first 4. Bonnie comes in on the last one, and she does a whole heart coherence thing. Now, all of you wonderful people that were in the first one, I took all these notes on how to improve it. So I think everyone that was there, we had an awesome time. I love these people. So July and October. Now, what else are we going to do? Next Thursday, we're going to start a course, a workshop. Let's not call it a course. It's a workshop. It's free. It's donation based. You decide what you want to give. Why am I doing this? Well, because I want you to see what it is we do. I want you to enter that platform, and I want you to see what we do in this platform on a small scale. I want you to come into that platform and enter those Zoom meetings, and I want you to listen to how we move and how we flow in the quantum field and how we bring light and show you. Now, I called it quantum creativity, accessing the heart field in the quantum realm. So we're going to do it June 23rd and June 30th. It's on a Thursday night at 5 o'clock. Those on the East Coast, you just got to stay up a little later that night. Now, I will put out all the information tomorrow for you to register for it. We're also going to do a free part 2 in August, and that's also going to be, so there's 4 parts to this quantum creativity. This is my passion. I want to do this. It's not going to be a course that you think. It's not going to be what you think. It's going to be so different because we've incorporated so many different creative ideas into it. So let me recap the mission statement. Here's what we're going to do. And then I'll talk about 2023. We're going to inspire you to be your authentic creative self through learning quantum concepts while also teaching skills to access heart intelligence for yourself, along with ongoing support and resources. So the schedule for 2022, tomorrow, we're going to put out the link. You will, if you want to sign up for this, you will go to that. It's called Thinkific platform. You will put in a password and an email, and you will save that password and email for any course you take. That is how you will access these courses. And then you will go into the site and you will see a student dashboard on your left-hand side. So when you register before next Thursday, access the video recommendations, look at the book recommendations we've given you. Bonnie's included some PDFs. She's included some heart math exercises. We are going to start next Thursday. The Zoom link will be in that for next Thursday and the following Thursday. They are live Zoom sessions. If you do not know or have never done a Zoom session, message me and ask me how to do it. So then we're going to gather you in that place. All the information will be tomorrow. I have to say this because young people generally know how to do this, but if you've never done a Zoom meeting, no judgment, you'll learn how to do it. You'll be technologically challenged, but we'll get you through it. So the landing page will be put out tomorrow. I encourage you to join us. It will be wonderful. It will be 2 live Zoom sessions in June and 2 in August. Now, the Curious Quantum Awakening is going to be offered 2 more times. You'll all know this. I'm going to make it readily available through the newsletter and on Facebook. Now, what are we doing in 2023? This is what I'm waiting for. Folks, I hired a professional course creator who is teaching me everything I need to know about technology. Because you see, you have to also spend money in excellence in order to get leaders in excellence that are going to teach you things. So I'm designing the pages, I'm designing all the technology, I love it. So she said to me, why don't you have a subscription service? Now, this is what I'm really excited about. Rather than constantly creating courses, rather than doing this and this, which seems somewhat fragmented, except for this year to gather people together, I decided let's form a portal. Have you ever seen Lee Harris? Lee Harris is this beautiful channeler, this beautiful spiritual reality person that he has a portal. And in that portal, he's formed a community. And so Bonnie and I would always say, we want to have something like that. We want a community where people don't have to consistently pay for courses. Maybe we'll have a few conferences, but the community will be a set price, a reasonable price every month. And then we're going to go hell on creative. We're going to be giving every week something. Yeah, Kathleen, thank you. Investment for a return. We're going to give you set courses on quantum. We're going to have maybe Tuesday nights, I'm going to teach on quantum. Maybe Thursday nights, Bonnie will teach on heart math. And then we'll have interviews, we'll have book reviews. I'm going to try to get people who I don't even believe maybe I can get, but maybe they're going to say yes to me. Who knows? Think big. So you won't even have to worry. You will already enter that community. You will have paid a monthly subscription price every month, and you will have access to everything that's in there. And everything in there is going to be creatively expanding upon quantum concepts, heart intelligence. We're going to teach on astrology. We want to know about Reiki healing. We want to know about all sound healing. We want to know about all these things. We want to know all of this. We're going to create a quantum community that is going to, I don't know how it's going to go. All I know is that the course creator said, go for it, Deborah, go for it. Here's what she said to me. And this, I guess I knew this about myself, but let me say something. Sometimes people say things about you that, number one, maybe you don't see. So she said to me, Deborah, she said, you have this rare gift of being creative as well as administrative. And I said, yeah, okay. She said, no, listen. She said, not everyone can do that. She says, you can administrate and you can be creative. And so I'm using my talents and my giftings as a visionary to pull in leaders who I believe will enhance the flow of the community and where it's going. It is essentially being formed upon the reality of Bonnie's expertise and my expertise. And I want to have a limitless possibilities. It's no holds barred, no rules. We're going to flow by the spirit, in the quantum realm, and teach whatever we want to enhance your growth and your creativity in ways that we will know as soon as we get started. So that is for infinity and beyond. And nothing makes me happy. Why does this make me happy? I do not like being locked down into boredom. I do not like saying the same thing to the same group of people week after week. I do not like teaching the same things. I'm a visionary, I am a leader, but around me will come teachers and intuitives who I want to keep moving and keep forerunning and keep moving forward, because that is my DNA. That is my blueprint. But if all I give you is me, you would get tired real fast, unless you're a Gemini. In that case, you'd probably keep up with me, or a Libra, or an Aquarius. You would keep up with the way I'm moving, because we're always moving. But I have to pull other people around me that balance me out, that give what I can't give. And the beauty, folks, nothing thrills me more than the beauty of a team. I no longer seek fame or fortune. I no longer need to be in the forefront all the time. I no longer am intimidated by people that may be more knowledgeable than me, more skilled than me. I want to form this team that I could look at this team and innately within myself know how to place people. And who knows what God is getting ready to do in and through you. You have no idea what's within you to teach, to speak, to innovate ideas. It's not there. We've been locked down physically and spiritually and emotionally for so many years. It's time to break out. And when we break out, we got to get a little crazy. We got to do some things that maybe don't make sense. We've got to keep constantly creating and moving out there. And as a Gemini, this is my field, guys. It's my field. Mercury was in retrograde. I didn't know that when I was planning this several months ago. When Mercury was in retrograde, the height of who I am as a person, the discovery of who I am as a person, is moving at lightning speed through me. And I want you to consider being part of it. If you resonate with this, keep focused on the page, ask questions, message me, and join us in this. And let's see where it goes. That's about it. I truly understand what it means when scripture says the joy of the Lord is your strength. I've never felt stronger in my life. I've never felt stronger in my life. And the reason is I'm looked into the future. I moved into a timeline in the future, and I stood in my kitchen and was shown what is that I could not yet see in the present. And when I knew that that was possible, I brought it back into the present, and I looked at it and I said, I can do this. Let me start. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have fear. That doesn't mean you don't have trepidation. So one thing I want to end with, when we start this quantum creativity course next week, we're going to start by showing you the resistance that is in you. Why do you resist creating? Why do you resist moving in your own life? And I've been reading a book called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I've been reading Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. I've been reading Creative Confidence. I've been reading Quantum Creativity by Amit Goswami. I've been going so out of the box to see what it is that is really stopping people from moving in creativity. So I love you all. Thank you for listening. Look tomorrow for the link, sign up for the course. We're going to start next Thursday, 5 o'clock. Stay up late, have some coffee. If you go to sleep by 8 o'clock, if you're on the East Coast, stay up late. Join us in California time. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I hope this all flowed. I hope it was clear. And Leslie doesn't know that my son said, do you want to go to a Doobie Brothers concert? I told her, and she said, do you like Three Dog Night? I said, yeah, they're one of my favorites. So Leslie and I are joining forces in August. Kathleen, love you. Tanya, thank you. Tender Ann, thank you, always. God bless you guys, and we're off. You guys have a great day.